Let's
Yeah.
move on to the buy low and sell high. We'll tell you who we think you should buy low on, and who you should sell high on. Who do you have to buy low?
My buy low is a guy who just came off the injured list not too long ago. And I think most people see his surface stats and they see, what they maybe anticipated from him, and it's not going the way that they had hoped. And that is Zach Geloff for the Oakland
Hmm.
Athletics. Um, hasn't been good. There's no way around it. His average right now on the season is 200, OBP of 270. Um, Over his last two games, though, 2 for 5 and 2 for 5. So maybe there's something there. But he's only come off. He came off the injured list and played his first game on May 14th. So about 10 days ago. I'm hoping to give him some time. I think the hit tool will pick it back up. Right, he's striking out over 30% of the time right now. So that's no bueno. But I do think Zach Geloff, his power, his speed will play. I think we're still talking about a guy who can go 2020, even with 3 and 4 right now, with an average that'll play. So Zach Geloff is a guy I would be willing to buy low on right now if you could.
I have a similar guy who also struggling, and maybe if you look at his overall numbers, doesn't look that great. Over the last 2 weeks, he has a 9 ERA and a 2.33 WHIP. But I think his last two starts have shown that he's coming around. And that's Kevin Gausman. Last start, 6 innings, 10 Ks, a win. Start before that, 6 innings, 6 strikeouts. The numbers weren't great. Gave up, I think, 3 runs, but still not terrible. Quality start. So Kevin Gausman, I think, is ready to turn around. We talk about we're waiting so many times for this Toronto team to turn it around. Kevin Gausman's another one that I think will turn it around. So if you have an opportunity to buy low on Kevin Gausman, I would.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad one. I was never a big Gaussman kind of guy. I
Mm,
understand he's kind of like a Zach Wheeler, right? Or he's like, almost a lock for all these innings, right? And so
yeah.
I understand the appeal there.
And he
And
gets strikeouts. So like the
mhm.
the fact that he's just slightly over a K per nine or slightly under right now is not it's uncharacteristic. You know what I mean? So I think he was slightly under before his last start that he had 10 strikeouts in 6 innings. So, you know, I think moving forward, I'd expect him to get back to a little bit more above a K per nine and, have or a K per inning, I should say, right? And like just get back to who we expect him to be. He's not to me in my mind, he's not Zach Wheeler level. I think Zach Wheeler is head and shoulders above
Yeah,
every other
yeah.
pitcher in Major League Baseball right now,
Mhm.
just because the consistency he gives you, and then also the consistency, the innings, and then the numbers are just stupid. But by the way, we talked about hot players. I'd be remiss if we didn't mention Rafael Devers because
Yep.
the numbers weren't great overall, but the 6 consecutive games with a home run is unreal.
I mentioned him on our Sunday episode, Monday.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
listened to that one.
yeah,
It was great.
yeah, yeah.
I
Um,
went on a mental health walk, I think, while you were recording. I was just
Good for
walking
you.
up and
No,
down the
take it.
city. I
Yeah.
was like, so I double shifted on Sunday, and that's kind of why I'm on vacation. I went on vacation this week because I had like crazy shifts last week and then crazy shifts this coming weekend, with the holiday coming up. So I was in between two shifts where I had like a 4 hour break between two 8 hour shifts, and the Knicks I got to watch the Knicks
Yep,
lose. That
yep.
was my
Mhm.
that was my
Alright.
break between
Yeah,
the two shifts. So I just
tough day.
I left the building and I went to the West Side Highway. I was just walking up and down like the pier over there, like by the World Trade Center. I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I
Tough
was like,
day, yeah,
I was really
mhm.
sad. I was really upset.
Does it, worry you that Kevin Gausman's, fastball velo is down at all?
mm, that always worries me. Was it down his last start?
I don't have his last start, I have the overall. I mean, it's down a mile per hour on average from last year, and along with everything else, I mean, just his pitching run values, like, I mean, fastball value, everything is just not looking good. Underlying. Not sure if that scares me or if it's just him still getting kind of his feet under him.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
it's
think
taking a little
he
bit
had an
longer.
injury in spring training,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
So like, I'm not terribly concerned about
Okay.
that.
Okay. I wanted to check. Um, my sell high is a guy that most people probably don't want to sell high on, and I hope you can still sell high because he's been a little bit cold. But I think the name value right now will still carry quite a bit of weight, and that is Andy Pajes for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Um, For anyone who doesn't know, Pages came up and pretty much lit the world on fire. He was one of the main go-to main grabs, from waiver wires after those first couple weeks. And lately, he's just been pretty cold, right? The reason why I think this is sell high is if he continues to struggle, the Dodgers will not wait. Like, I don't know what their solution will be, but I don't see them waiting for Pajes to get hot, right? And we just saw that with James Outman. They sent James Outman down. Um, Maybe if Outman figures it out, if he looks a little better in AAA, they bring him right back up and Pajes goes down, right? So I would sell high on Pajes while you still can. I'm not saying that what he did earlier in the season is a fluke. I think there's certainly a fantastic baseball player in there. I'm just not sure if it's this year, right? He's still coming off of an injury from last year. He's 23 years old. His first season versus James Outman might even be kind of a buy low if you can, because he did it last year, right? And so obviously he struggled. He looked horrible, but yeah, I would be selling high on Pajes if I could, at
This
least
one's
for
gonna
this
kill
year.
me.
Sure.
As a Yankee fan, I don't like this one, but I was right about Mike Trout, and it's the same logic. You know that in the last 24 games, so in a 24 game span, there's only 4 Yankees ever who have had a 500 plus on base percentage with 10 plus doubles and 10 plus homers in a 24 game span. Babe Ruth has done it 3 times. Lou Gehrig did it in 1936. Joe DiMaggio did it in 1937. And Aaron Judge has done it his last 24 games. That's stupid. That is
Yeah,
crazy.
he has been hot.
He's been scorching, but you know what? He's going to be hurt. You know it. It's going to happen. We talked about the issues with Jason Dominguez. Everything tells you that Aaron Judge at some point this year is going to be hurt. You should be trading Aaron Judge right now in fantasy baseball. And he may put up incredible numbers, but think about the return that you can get for Aaron Judge. You could get 2 top players in fantasy baseball for what Aaron Judge is doing right now. And the fact is that as good as he is and as awesome as he is, and as much as I love Aaron Judge, there's a 50% chance he'll be hurt in 2 weeks.
Yeah, this is always right when he gets hurt, is right when he just looks unstoppable and he's the best player in baseball. And then it crumbles. And we, like you said, we saw it with Mike Trout. We've seen it with, other guys like this. We told you to sell high on Mike Trout. Hopefully you did. Another guy who it hasn't happened for that I'm waiting for is Tyler O'Neill. Tyler O'Neill's cooled off a little bit, but
Yep.
yeah, I think that's a good call out.